Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the RaceKraft Simulations V8 Vets Split 4 race, coming to you from the one and only and beautiful São Paulo, the Interlagos circuit, and it has been raining, so hopefully the track's dried out so everyone can have a bit of a race. I'm John Van Ree in the house tonight to call out the bingo numbers for the Chook raffle. There's Bruce McLeod, Dave Coleman, Mark Dial, Ross Watson. How are we, gentlemen?
Fucking fantastic, boys.
Yeah, good.
Can I answer that question like this?
Yep.
That's how I am. Settling in.
Settling in, of course. Bruce, you've been spending, I think, 30 hours a week for the last 13 weeks preparing for this round. You must be pretty excited.
If you call doing the 12-hour and then doing all the practice and then making Lester Craig do the wet sessions, absolutely. So I've got a lot of faith in the Shadow Boy. I know he's done a lot of racing in the wet, so let's see how he goes in this one.
Well, let's start by lighting ourselves up here. I'll move a few screens around because I'm a little bit out of whack. Let's start with this famous circuit, of course, home of the Rainmaster himself, the great Ayrton Senna. And look at that, Chook Raffles in the wrong spot.
And before you get into it, can I just say a big shout out to Gunther? I see he's in the chat tonight.
Gunther's in the chat. What?
He is.
He's alive. He's alive. He's back.
He's alive and looking moist.
Last message I got, he'd been back in wanking Germany. So I think he'd been doing a fair bit of wanking at home. And hopefully we might see him next season in some capacity.
Careful, John. I'm pretty sure he's still got the keys to this room. He might let himself in.
Quick, can someone just change his Discord roles? Anyway, we'll move on. We start, of course, on the great start-finish straight into the Center S, down through Curva de Sol, and then down the Red Aposta and into Descenda de Lagos, down into the lakes. We then come up the hill into Ferradura, and then we come across the top of the curve down into the first of the two hairpins, I like to call them. Then we go up into Bica de Pato, and we're just going to call it Pato Corner tonight just to make it a bit more fun. And then we're going to head down out of there into Junker and then back up the hill where we come back around through the Acrobatus and then onto the main start-finish straight. It is a fast little circuit. The boys will do a reasonably quick lap around here. All I can say is it has been raining. We have had a torrential downpour this morning and the circuit is wet. So I believe...
John, quick question. What was the colour code? Was the red, you will die here, yellow was, you probably will die here, and green was, you might die here? Is that what it was with those three lines?
Yeah.
That's how I read it.
Use brakes here, use brakes there, and then use brakes anywhere. It is a wet surface. It has been raining, so of course the weather. It is 18 degrees because that is what we use for vets. The track temperature is 18. The day temperature at the moment is 20 degrees. The barometric pressure is 930. It's 86% humidity, so it's still quite moist in the ground. And someone's saying we had no wind at all. It was actually blowing 11 knots at the time when we started from the south west. So, yeah, it definitely was an interesting weather forecast that we had. We're going to have a quick look at the championship points before we roll into this race as well. So we bring up the championship points and we have, of course, make sure the screen's on. Yep, we have, of course, quite right. But anyway, we have Luke Powell on top to be expected after 8 rounds. He's 76 points ahead of Darryl Callahan. Phil Whiting sits in third. Nathan Favreau in fourth. Daniel Schaefer in fifth. Watson sitting in sixth, knocking on the door of promotion here, Ross. Bit of work to do.
Mate.
Bit of work to do.
With intent.
Matty Fu sitting in seventh. He's doing quite well. The Shadow Racing, Lester Craig, the man, the myth, the legend. He is sitting in eighth. Brad Grant from Team AJR sitting in ninth. Rob Baxter. He'll be pretty good here. Keep an eye on this bloke. He's representing Realty Charters, so he's used to driving a boat. He'll do very well in the water. He's sitting in 10th.
Will he get the safety car? That's what I want to know.
Wait and see.
K.O.
Kinzel sitting in 11th. So I think he'll be looking quite good here. Tommy DeWitt, keep an eye on him. Braden O'Loughlin, Darren Friend, Eddie and Hughes Patterson in 17th. Marty Hughes in 18th. Bruce Galloway and Nathan Cadman. So the Cadman did give us a swan song the other week, but he is back. So it is good to see. He'll be on track tonight. Let's jump in and have a very quick look at the grid as well. Of course,
Sorry, John. Before you start, the battle of the ages, you are just ahead of Baldock. So going into the final round, there's nothing in the real battle for Split 4. Let's not skip over that.
we don't talk about the war, Bruce. And SDK is having fun with me here, so I'm just going to do a little dig and see if it works. Hide show. I love it when it works. Technology is great. That one came up. Why is this one not coming up? And okay, I'm going to go to a 15-second ad, and we will be back. Tab. And go back to there, and we'll try again and see if the world will work for me. And let's go to the grid. God damn it. It's working everything else when I've did all my checks. Righto. So here we go. Take a deep breath, John.
Water in the pit, maybe.
Yeah, bit of water in the pit. Exactly. Thank you, David. Yeah. I knew there's a reason why I had you here representing Race Control. Tough gig for the boys last night. They all coped.
Ooh. Yeah, apparently. They're all rocking in their rocking chairs, yeah.
And of course,
it wasn't the wit that gave them the troubles.
We'll see. Anyway, let's have a look at this grid. We have Mr. Luke Powell from M1 Racing sitting in P1. He is the bullet. He is the man. If he can get a bullet tonight, there is a fair chance he could wrap up the series before going into the final round.
That's what you want to do, definitely, because I've choked a couple of times on the final round.
Well, we're about to find out. So he lines up alongside KO Kinzel. He has done very well representing We Race. This guy has been, as far as our rookies go, an absolute sensation this season. Just needs to get a few results on the board. Brad Grant sits on the second row, another one of our rookies representing Team AJR. Great to see him up there as well on the board. Some guy from New Zealand called Ross Watson from Misfit Racing lines up alongside him on the second row. Adam Hughes. Adam Hughes from Gemma Flare Racing, Gemma Flare Esports sits on the third row with Jeff Sanford from Player One. Good to see Jeff up there as well. Daniel Schaefer from Omen Racing. He needs to get himself forward from there off the fourth row. He lines up alongside Daryl Callahan. This is where the battle is for the guys battling it out for second and third on the podium, side by side. The next man on the list on the fifth row is Lester Craig. Of course, Lester Craig is from Shadow Racing, driving, of course, representing the United States, another one of our rookies. He lines up alongside Bruce Galloway. I think that might be Bruce's highest qualifying for the season. Jeff Eddy, your wife said you can buy the bike from Team AJR, sits in 11th, and he lines up alongside the Cadman, who is back with us from Passion Sim Racing. As we roll over the page, we have Tommy DeWitt from WKMP Sim Sports lining up alongside Rob Baxter from CX2. Carl Pickering lines up alongside Dave Holly from Player One on the next row. And then we have on the ninth row, Vaughan Robinson from Southern Cross Racing lining up alongside Darren Freer. And then on the 10th row, Phil Whiting from Passion Sim Racing survived the footy club ball and rocked up again to race with us. He locks up against John Van Ree from WKMP. Keep an eye on that guy. He's an absolute star legend, best driver in vets, underrated. Carries too much sand in the car, apparently. That's the story. Then we go on to the 11th row, Doug Wright from Old Mates and Sons, and he lines up along Kevin O'Neill from We Race. The next man on the grid on the 12th row is Peter Morris from Fishy Motorsports. Got to keep an eye on Peter tonight from Fishy. They like the water. They will go well. Keep an eye on him. He lines up alongside Matty Fu from Apex Esports. And over the page, we go to David Leslie, the privateer. He lines up alongside Darryl Walden from Angry Birds Racing. Keep an eye on him. He may struggle in the wet, being a bird. They don't like too much water on their feathers. Darren Vermey from 1MLT is on the next row. He lines up alongside David Baldock. And then on the 15th row, we have Anita Buckland from Old Mates and Sons lining up alongside Tim Hall from Player One. Phil Marsh from PJM Racing in 31st lines up alongside Glenn Wilbo from Omen Racing in 32nd. David Logsdale from Team AJR, he is in 33rd against Greg Sholton from Mustangs North Queensland. Nathan Vivero from Tulip Racing. This was a bit of a shock for me. Didn't set a time in the conditions. This is a guy who's been knocking on the door very, very hard up at the front end of the field. So interested to see what he can do tonight. It's going to be a tough battle for him. And then, of course, we have Travis as a party as one of our race controllers. And then over the page we have Braden O'Loughlin, who didn't set a time as well from Frog Leap Juiced Racing. Sean Slater got X's for 3 attempts in qualifying as well, starting from the back. Keep an eye on him. Lucas Burt, of course, is our safety car driver. Keep an eye on him tonight. He will make a guest appearance at some stage, I imagine. And then we move on to P40. Shane Patterson. This is the talking point at the moment. This bloke here put the car in pit lane for qualifying, parked it up, said, I'm done, too wet, I don't like it, I'm not racing, but he's still there on the grid. Great to see. And Lucas Neal, Luke Devil, is here. This is his last race as the chief steward for Split 4. Just want to take the time to say to Luke a huge thank you for everything he's done. He's been doing it for a couple of seasons. He will be missed, and we all, speaking for all the drivers in Split 4 over the journey, we really appreciate everything that you have done. Thank you very much, mate.
Thank you, Mr. Burt.
As we will go.
Hang on, I just got to put a shout out. There is a bet on the old YouTube that if Mr. Grant does not win this, Luke is going to be doing a Brazilian, I believe. Would like to put that out there.
Bruce telling me
I heard Luke had some concrete for Pato on the way through when he drove out the lane.
So, from what I'm understanding, that Split 4 had an advantage on this track if there was sand all over it.
You just get behind John Ray.
That's called insight, actually. Split 4 has insight.
That's inside information that we're not allowed to talk about. Got to keep it real. Okay, so what do you reckon, boys? We light the wick on this?
Yeah, light her up.
Yeah, let me get
dry. Hopefully there's some people on dries here.
But can you light it when it's just wet, John? That's the question.
Can you light it when it's wet? Let me just see if I can actually add something to keep this interesting for the night for those playing along at home. And oh, look at that. It's not saying anything. That's a bit annoying. I thought it might. It says it on my other screen. But anyway, we will definitely keep you up to date. So I can inform the gallery that at the moment, everybody is on wet tyres. So we didn't have anyone try and start on dries. I don't know whether any of you boys noticed, but I did play a little bit of a game. I did actually go put the car on the grid with dry tyres, hoping someone might think I had some insight.
And Lucas maybe.
And put dry tyres on. So yeah, it was
insight or insanity. Like, those things are closely related.
No, I spotted for Blake Warboys the other night, and it was a wet race, and Blake went and sat on the grid with dry tyres, waiting for everybody to go on, and then at the last minute he went and changed. So I thought I'd try it, but nobody played the game in Split 4. They're all too smart. Don't quote me on that, Pato. Okay, let's move on. Righto. Pato,
Let's send it.
Pato will not just quote me, he'll correct my spelling and grammar. Okay, we will move on. Let's light the wick on this before I dig myself in a big hole. Let's go. We are away. A bit more sound might help. And that one's not working, which is good, and it's supposed to. But we are away. It is a cracking start here. I'll try and sort that sound out.
I had to get away too quickly. My clutch stuck, so I had to kick it out.
Plenty of spray, so definitely a moist track. As we jump on here with Brad Grant, he is dropped a couple of spots already. He's dropped one spot. Adam Hughes up 2. That is a great start from him. As you can see a little bit of movement in the back there. Oh, he's a bit loose. Oh, no. Started on the second row. That is a big blow as the rest of the guys roll through.
I can hear the shaver already.
So Luke Powell, he's lost one spot as well. KO getting the jump there, doing absolutely quite well. Wipers are going. And not sure what's happened to my sound here, but anyway, we'll try and get it back.
It's there, but it's just a bit quiet, John.
Yeah. Now it's working. No, it's not. Okay, that is a game issue. I'll try and solve that one. These boys keep talking and we'll go from there.
Okay,
This has got a nice break.
Yeah, all quite respectful, and on through the first lap.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a nice break. That's a massive gap.
Yeah.
Here we go, up the inside. There's more group up the inside. Oh, no. Nope. John just paused the stream, so I can't see. You might still be going.
No, still going, yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, still running. They are looking very well there. That is great little battle as we start lap 2. Might just go down the back a little bit. Bruce Galloway's up 3 spots. He is doing quite well at the moment. That is someone coming out of the pits. That's Pato. I have just jumped to something completely, and I'm really confused.
They're already selling shaving pictures in chat, so let's just...
So just going to jump back down to Bruce. I've got a feeling I may have just buggered something up here. I've hit a wrong button.
Come on, John, there's not many buttons in SDK.
I'm about to throw the toys out of the cot. Anyway, we'll keep going here. The corner is supposed to be 12, so that'll be all right. I may still be okay, maybe not. So Bruce here, he's doing quite well. He's sitting in 7th, up 3 spots, putting a fair bit of pressure. And he's gone. Thank you, Mr. Patterson. You've just saved my day because I thought that was the start. Yeah, Bruce, that is not a good spot to be parked, and I think everyone did very well to miss him here. There was quite a few calls over Discord saying, stay inside, stay inside. Baxter almost got him. I'd be getting out of the way now if I saw Baxter too.
Oh, no, this is interesting because now he's rolled back. Has he got enough grip to get up the hill? Because I know just
does very well. He's jumped back up the front.
You can't do that.
Wouldn't have been able to do that.
It's okay, Luke. Luke's on the green stuff.
He was lucky to get out of that.
He got lucky.
He got very lucky. As we jump on the nose.
That's slipperier than the icing frozen, that pivot, the green. Mark?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I found it with slicks about 2/3 of the way through the race, and it was very scary then. So I'd hate to think what it'd be like with this amount of rain on.
I thought I went out there, but I know somebody who did. I won't give it away.
One week just saw a bunch of death, but people were getting out of there, all a bit sideways. The single wiper going crazy.
Bit of water there on the inside.
This is where it gets interesting because it depends where the cars go as to whether they clean it up. So you actually want to hit those spots in the wet if you don't want to be there in the dry. Is the hot tip. So we'll see how that plays out.
Bit of a twitch. Bit of a twitch.
But on step.
And these two boys here, they have pulled away a bit. They've gotten 3 seconds out from Hughes. Callaghan sitting back there in 4th. He's still heading in the right direction. He's up 4 spots. Jeff Sanford is up 1. Ross Watson's lost 2.
Yeah,
I must admit, it was really weird looking for having to lift through this corner here and not understeer out around off the track.
Yeah.
That was a bit unusual. Turn 1 was interesting because there's a lot more grip on the inside if you were able to do it.
And the
Sort of
sun,
compromise the entry though.
looks like the sun might be coming out.
That was another weird one too, John. I remember at one stage in our Discord when the clouds, because we had sun for the start, and then it all went dark, and everyone's going, "Is there more rain coming?" It's like, no. It's called dynamic track. We're just used to it being locked and not having stuff move around.
It was good, and we are moving to partial cloud next season as well from our standard sunny conditions.
I thought Jeff was kind of.
That's a nice move. That's how it's done.
Jeff ran a bit wide. He was a bit generous.
Of course, so Jeffrey at a disadvantage being from South Australia where they don't get so much rain.
That's how the Kiwi boys do it, just up the outside. Like a couple of trailer park girls.
Nice move. Mr.
Well
Kinzel.
played, Ross.
Kinzel coming under a lot of pressure here. With that the great driving coach himself, Gunther von Nordschleife, saying it's always more grip off the line in the wet. So there, I found that. That was probably true.
It was definitely true.
Yes, that's right. Baldock's probably putting his safety vest on at this point. So I'm just scanning down the list. I can see that, John, you're ahead of Rob Baxter, who just was dropping, and Dan Schaefer just making a move on him. So where is the Baldock? That's the question.
Where is the Baldock? We will go down a little bit further. So we're currently in about 20th. We'll go all the way down to 31st. There he is. Drink, Gunther.
Oh, he's right in the middle of it.
Drink, Gunther.
I tell you, there's no issue with being that deep this early on. Very long race, and a lot of people obviously going to fall off in front if they push too hard. So
Generally do if you push too hard in the wind.
Considering that a few people have done officials and other leagues and over 50s and a few things like that, this is actually his first race in the wet. So he was very paranoid and had a plan, and he was sticking to it. So at this stage, the boy is doing well.
yeah, I think death avoidance. Well, to be honest, I think I forget who said it in Supercars, but there's always the thing about buying a ticket to the end, and this was one of those races when you really had to buy a ticket to the end.
Well, that was our pre-race talk. Was you got to buy a ticket to the last pit stop, keep the car straight, keep it all together, and you'll hopefully be there. And that was the strategy. So.
And that's the big trade-off, really, of these conditions. You're trading off, particularly on this changeover to slicks, because yes, you might be faster on slicks, but you can't go offline, you can't make passes. So speed versus safety becomes a real trade-off later on. Let's see how that plays out. This is a ding-dong battle that Dave's having. Brandon Lachlan ahead, Anita behind. So Anita's just come on. So since the last time I raced Anita, she's come up miles in her race performance.
Wait, from when I first started with Vets to now, she is her racecraft is unbelievable.
Yeah, like you come up behind Anita, you don't expect an easy pass.
Oh hell no.
Not like go back sort of 18 months ago. Like now you've got to work your backside off, and she won't give an inch.
Let's go have a drink. Go.
Yeah, he's still on the screen. Keep going. We want to know how much is left in that bottle of sheepdog.
So it looks like it's getting pretty tight at the front, front as well, John.
It's going to go
like
here.
Between Luke and P2.
A nice
That
little
battle's
move from
continuing.
Carl Pickering just there, getting past two player one cars.
Oh no, 2 player 1 cars in the wet. What could happen? I did miss racing Jeff. I did enjoy racing Jeff back in the day, so I'm sure it won't be that long before we're back in the same split. And we'll go down and he'll come up.
Well, he's got all his equipment seems to be working again, so.
Oh, that's
That's
a push. These guys are not mucking around. So 3.5 seconds over P3 behind them.
Definitely not mucking around.
Yeah. Get out of the way, I can't see. Move your head to the right. What are you trying to do? Drive a race car? Come on. Visibility's not too bad. Spray's under control.
Bit of understeer still.
You know, a few of us are a little tad concerned when we hopped at the start of practice. It was foggy and grey and black. And
Well, this is kind of my other second strategy that I had for the night, and that was not to come into practice till about 8 o'clock. Wait for the rain to actually stop, and then go out. That was kind of my strategy, anyway.
well, I was doing that, but I got bored, so I jumped in and just went anyway.
Well, I thought it was an interesting strategy. Ross Watson with a purple slap there in P5.
Yeah.
Track evolving.
Kiwi getting used to being in the wet.
Oh, here we go. Hopping out of the spray, so I can have a look.
Yep. Weeks past.
Who's that from?
There's still plenty of spray. Coming up to lap Bruce in front there at the moment. So a little bit of traffic around.
But championship right there from the B all the way back there.
What was that?
He's up near the pointy end, isn't he?
Bruce? No, he's in the middle. Not too pointy.
Have to do the right thing, getting out of the way. Probably not losing too much time on.
Yeah, so Bruce was sitting about 19th in the championship, so
Oh,
yeah.
And John, I see you just zip past Darren Freer to take P18.
Yeah, just didn't quite get past him. He came back at me.
Retake.
Darren's driving very well. Another guy who's living in the shadow of the great driver, Tom Freer. Someone spun there. That is Schaefer going in the wrong direction. So that is one that has the championship implications. Sitting fifth in championship. Oh.
Was that dodgy rejoin? Not really, because you're sort of half on, half off.
Half, yeah.
Okay, here's a question for you, John. If you keep your two front wheels on the one side of the white line, does that count as are you on track or off track?
Technically, you're on track. You haven't left the track surface.
It's not a rejoin. Never thought I'd ask the question that way.
Oh! Kevin O'Neill has had a big bump there.
Pushing too hard.
Oh, we talked about that corner earlier that you had to live and be careful. Here we go. What was people's engine maps? 2 was mine.
Really?
Yep.
I had mine cranked up at 6, just the normal. I turned mine up from what the setup was.
I always thought the higher the number, the big greater, the more sensitive it was.
Yeah, the higher the chance of death. It's like, how much death do I want? I want 6 death.
I'm a good dancer, so I've got quite light feet.
Mm.
Just want to say,
I was on 1.
Well, I was on 2. I went to 1 and I thought, nah, come on, put your big boy pants on. Go 2. As we click over to lap 8. Luke Powers on 5. We'll see that.
Will 6 is linear throttle.
Go back here. Mr. Slater, he's up 16 spots. He started at the back of the course.
There's a bit of a tap, lob tap. No.
No.
Here we go. In chat, everyone's saying it's like they're voting. We have got a lot of 4s, a 3, a 4 from Fisher.
Okay, let's. Why everyone's pumping numbers in then? Everybody rate Kunta.
That's gotta be a
5 or a 10?
It's a 10.
Nah, give him a 9. Can't go all the way.
I'll give a -1. Oh, Will Wilson with an 11. Here we go. Back to the race. Let's move around the outside. Oh.
I tell you what, hats off to Doug too. Doug has been pretty impressive in his rookie season.
I was going to say, someone definitely lifted and let him do that. All right, so we got a -15 from Fisher. Gunther rates himself a 69 predictably.
Couple hundreds coming in.
Luke gives him a 100. Okay, so we should book a motel. The winner is Luke Ullman. You get to have 69 nights in a motel with Gunther.
Oh God, the
And if you
debauchery.
wait till tomorrow, Luke's going to be having a shave by the look of this. And according to Cadsy, it's what is it? Back cracking ass.
Back cracking sack wax.
Yeah, that was it.
Well, here we go. That's all. Is there? Oh, around the outside.
Oh, hang on, get in there, Doug.
But that puts you out of the. That puts you onto the racing line, which means you've got no grip.
Slater's coming in here, having a look.
Oh, look, you had to have a crack. That's a great move from Sean Slater.
The boy can pass. I'll give him that.
Oh yeah. Drives hard. Don't want to read that out loud.
Nah, probably not.
Jump on here. There you go, Roscoe. You've got a bit of work.
I will.
You've got a bit of work here,
Jump the
mate.
stairs. Luke, are you bringing the sandwiches or am I bringing the picnic blanket? That's what he said.
I don't know.
But to be honest, this man is quite a hard man to pass. I'll give him that.
He's been a very impressive bloke, and I think if it wasn't for the toe at Donington, and I think he's done one or maybe one CPS instead of two CPS. I think it's definitely one. I reckon he would be knocking on the door well and truly for P2 in the championship. So
There's not too many people. There's not too many people that can deny the green eyes off the misfit good-looking wagon with the white wheels.
Yeah,
Here's my plug for the night for the boys.
of course, the paint man doing it very well. You know, of course, going to be running driving very well. Like pretty impressed.
So the picnic has evolved. We're now trying to work out, is it going to be sausage sandwiches or a chubby and a bun? Okay.
Gotta be the chubby bun.
Shout out to Chubby Buns, sponsor of the V8 Veterans series.
And
Exactly.
I know that Gunter likes the chubby signature with the special chubby sauce.
Yeah. leave my pig out of your blanket there, Gunther.
Sorry.
Well, here we go, turn one, just to follow the leader.
I was actually trying, but he did hold his line quite well.
Looking a bit sprayy there, mate. Can't see much out of the camera still.
Yeah, I just waited till I saw those red lights light up, then just went a little bit further.
Chubby sauce.
So that curb was okay. This curb was okay. The inside curb here was like, stay the hell off me.
Yeah, how are you?
Oh, the inside curve there. I can't remember who was in front of me, but they caught the puddle, and I was watching the front end just take a 30-degree angle outwards from the corner. They managed to catch it, and it was like they caught it, and I was like, "How did you do that?"
Yeah. Tim's asking in chat, chubby or a wiener?
How you use it, my man?
Loves his sauerkraut, apparently.
Yeah. There we go. Around the outside.
No.
Cut back.
Oi, there we go. The paint doctor.
Sponsored by the paint doctor. Yeah, that's just.
Paint
It's a great way
doctor
to get the sponsorship
engineering.
up.
Gotta love it.
This one's interesting because there's more grip on the left. You don't want to go to the right too much. And I noticed they've pulled that off track in tight.
Yeah, I saw a choke bit on that one.
Yeah. That one's a tricky one because you almost want to let them. You almost want to brake early so you can get on the power earlier to actually get a run up the hill. It's quite counterintuitive if you can't just send it.
Of course. Oh, this talk about chubbies. Big shout out, of course. Bruce already did another shout out, of course, to Chubby Buns in Sydney. If you are in Sydney, I highly recommend it. Last time I was in Sydney, I was with Gunter at Chubby Buns at Greystone. They're all over the place. Punch Bowl, Penrith, and about 6 other places. I don't know my Sydney suburbs too well. Highly recommend you go check them out. Like, it is a burger. The signature burger from Chubby Buns is absolutely one of the best burgers I've had. Highly recommend it. Yeah. A couple of
Chubby
times.
Buns Rockdale is my local.
Yep, they are bloody fantastic. Just like RaceKraft Simulations, they're fantastic too. A little bit of a dry line starting to form there, I think.
Yeah, there is definitely starting to form. Definitely way too early for slicks yet.
No, it was, and the fuel was starting to run down about now too.
Here we go. Now here's the moves. This is Vaughan Robertson. No, sorry,
Matty
Phil
Fu.
Whiting. On Phil Whiting. Fufo. Fufo. Oh, those green wheels just stand out, don't they?
Mm.
Yeah, but that was strictly safety first Tauranga move from Phil Whiting right there. You like how I worked that one for you, Phil?
Matty Fu, of course, one of our rookies as well, doing very well.
I've been impressed with all the rookies this season.
Yes.
They've all been good to race against.
That's exactly right. I've really just been impressed. Like, they've all come in a race or two. They've all got the gist of it, and they've all just blasted off as power. Just it's a 1:45.819. So the time starting to really hotting up out the front there for him.
Sorry, did you say 1:45?
Yep.
Jesus, these boys are moving.
Leicester
Yeah,
just
Leicester
did
was
1:45.5.
in P6.
The track's starting. As I said, the dry line's starting to show up. The track's evolving.
Sorry, I said I was settling in.
Yeah, so am I.
Down check.
You've been watching too many podcasts. Apex, the old Apex Hunters podcast. If you don't know that sound check sound, you're not listening to the right buttons.
Takes a little while for the Guinness.
Almost went there tonight when I saw Uncle Dan. Let's go down the back. Darren Walden. He's having a look here.
Third one.
Lap 13. Gets away
I don't want
with
to speak too soon, but it's almost like Split 4 can teach Split 1 how to pass in Turn 1 at this point.
They're doing well. Jump on here with Greg, my favourite Dutchman.
Shout out the boys in Split 1.
Bit of a battle going on in front.
Of course, speaking of Split 1, plenty of action on the race control sheets.
Look, I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean wait till the slicks, till the action carnage begins? I don't know what you're talking about. I think we all know what you're talking about, actually.
Anyway, Greg's looking to make a move. He's getting right up behind Leslie.
Meanwhile, up front, Luke Powell is out to 1.3 second lead over P2, who's just gone fastest. Oh, pick a line, any line.
Apart from the racing one, because it's still wet.
Good little battle. A lot of packs everywhere at the moment. Going to jump up onto Jeff Eddy.
Buy the Harley with the add-ons.
That's right. Your wife said you can have it.
Buy the Harley with the add-on. Is that one of those add-ons on windscreen to keep the rain out of your eyes? That's what I want to know.
And the stereo.
Yeah, Luke, I saw it. Felt for you, buddy.
Well, Luke, just don't touch yourself and you'll be fine. What do they say? You'll go blind. Hence the emoji.
Yeah. Okay, funny. Normally this track, I'm always hitting the off track on the right-hand side of that curve. I did not hit it once this entire week. I wonder why that is.
Let's just say you didn't want to die.
Curves. Yeah, exactly. Actually, and you know what? I did not do a single dry lap practice this week for this track. Not one.
I'm the same. I just went to test sessions and just put max rain on.
Did SRW in the dry, but it was just my preparation for SRW on Tuesday nights is a bit crazy. I literally go to my physio for an hour, do some rehab on my knee, and literally walk out at 7:30 at the time when qualifying starts, walk in, sit down in my rig, qualifying ends, and I start racing.
So, John, what's going to happen in Split 4 when you've actually got two legs to drive with?
Yeah, I don't know.
Here we
Starts
go.
as a pit stops.
Luke
Yuzi.
Powell dived into the pits.
The Kiwi's in.
He is.
So lap 15. Look, I've got a big shout out to Split 4. We've made it to the start of the fuel window without a safety car. So
Yep.
I'm guessing the.
down here.
Not that I'm going to spoil the broadcast, but maybe the only split that's done that. I don't know what happened in split 2.
The boys are doing all right. Boys are doing all right. You jump on here with Mr. Shelton again. He's doing well. He's putting the pressure on.
What is that?
It's all my car views. I had a Windows update. Screw all my graphics this week.
Your field of viewers.
Yeah.
Mr. Shelton's hot lapping by the look of that, running right up against that pit wall.
It's only buggered it on the Mustang, which is the weird bit. I don't understand.
You should get in the Camaro, mate, I tell you.
Well,
Luke's saying the split 1-1 because they had a safety car on lap 1. It's not a competition, Luke. The competition, we don't want to see who can bring out the safety car the earliest. There is no points for that.
Right, John, we'll be in the Toyota next, well, when it's released.
2027.
it's coming.
2029.
Got very excited because Toyotas are coming home to Albury.
Oh, there we go. That's right, Brad James Racing is the
Yep.
isn't it?
Oi!
Oh, there's a cent and a half.
Thanks for coming, Mr. Shelton.
Oof.
There's Powell, Callahan, and Craig all come in to have a look at their tyres.
Hey, Bollock's almost in the top 20.
Shh, we're not allowed to talk about that.
You
There
got
he is.
something
He's 21. 21's almost.
Up 7. Let's go, boy.
I tell you what, we gave him the chubby last week, and he has been, for a bloke who's supporting Port Adelaide, he has been up and about all week, which has been bloody impressive, to be honest.
So did he say, I'm as fast as fuck, boy?
I got a chubby, boy.
Yep.
Don't get the white wheels, boys. You all need to get on the bandwagon.
So Mr. Powell, he's back out in his usual position. Dave Leslie, he's under a bit of
Is
pressure
that
here.
accurate? Sorry, is that accurate, Luke? 7, 10, 14, 18, 22, 28, 34, and lap 40. So is that this week's lotto numbers or when the safety cars came out?
No, they had 8 in split 1 apparently. So I heard
Oh my God. I'm halfway through watching it. Jesus.
they had 8 apparently. Allegedly.
Here we go. So the boys are coming out. Now, John, I know we can't see it, but can you see? Is there anyone crazy enough to come out on slicks yet?
Well, the disappointing thing in replay mode, I don't get tyres.
Oh.
So, but I can tell you that out of memory, I think in the first stop, 2/3 of the field are on slicks.
Really?
So, yep.
Damn, they got some big kahunas. I went straight to wets.
No, slicks at this stage. After my first stop, I went to slicks. Not at the moment. I'm about to go in.
Someone's parked there on the side of the track, John.
Yep.
That will be Tommy DeWitt.
That does not seem to me to be the fastest way to get around the track.
Tommy DeWitt is out of fuel.
And is this happening?
He had a refuel issue during the his pit stop.
So he did go in.
He went in.
Okay, so John, question, can you show us who has had pit stops and who hasn't?
Yes, I
thought he might
can.
have.
I'll go pit laps. There we go.
My
That is all the laps
if
there.
the car stopped right about there, we're about to have a safety car.
Well, you're not too far off because I'm just watching and waiting, and we are watching the safety car roll out.
So now we get to see who is yet to stop. So John Van Ree hasn't stopped. Oh, he's in lane. There we go. Look at that. Looks like I knew what was happening, which I didn't. Lester's jumped in the lane forward. So this is sort of perfect timing for some people.
Well, he's going to squeeze an extra lap out. It was perfect timing.
Is it perfect timing or not? Because Luke Powell's obviously stopped, still at the head of the queue.
And someone else ran out of fuel. So Tommy wasn't alone. Slater's ran out as well.
I thought they might have been pulling the Lance Stroll.
Hashtag fuel map 1 for the win. That's all I'm saying.
What was that?
Throttle map 1 for the win.
Long way to go, Bruce. Long way to go.
No, I know. Throttle map 1, less fuel burn. But yeah.
I'd be interested enough, Luke. Well, the first two put slicks on, or if they put wets on.
Trying to remember. I'm a bit frustrated with SDK. Actually, I thought it would have still given me the tyre compounds.
I know Luke's in the chat. Did you put?
I think the top 3 cars at this stage were still on wets.
Yeah, I put wets on.
I'm not going to make you do it, John, but you can go and look with a camera. If you actually look with the cam, you can actually see what it is, what is on the car. But it's a pain in the ass to get right if you don't have one set up. Yeah, I'm not going to make you do it, but you can actually do that. But on my gut feel, that amount of water, Luke's probably on wet still because he hasn't gone off in turn 1 sliding around the place. So
He's in the chat, he's saying he's still on his original starting wets.
Yep.
And safety car is parked on the circuit.
Well, that's another detail that I'm happy to share, is that
And my photo's not working.
When you start on the grid, iRacing has done a simulated outlap, so your tyres are warmer. So your tyres are warmer when you sit on the grid than they are if you put new tyres on and come out of the pits. So that was sort of important when it comes to, I don't know, wets and having them all warm. So pitting and staying on wets as opposed to changing your wets means that you're on warm tyres versus cold. So that was
Dawn and Tommy have been to the school of Adrian Zeal.
Yep.
How do I feel?
Tommy was gutted. Like, we didn't have Billy in last night, so we didn't have a spotter. We've normally had the great man in racing with us who has been probably the great tactician. On a night like that, we needed Gunter. Actually, I'll go rephrase it. Actually, we needed Worrell. Didn't need Gunter. We needed Worrell just to be that calming voice. Yes, boys, it's time to put slicks on. Instead of the mad scramble of, what do we do, boys? I don't know. What do you think we do? I don't know. What do you think we do? I don't know.
Sounds a bit like our chat.
Yep.
You know, it was all that decisive insight that we'd worked on over the last 13 weeks for a wet race, and we didn't know.
I don't know, Mark. The last few weeks, most of our chat has been, "What's wrong with my computer? How can we fix it?"
Hammer fixes
I'm
everything.
not actually having that issue now. I'm doing well on that side.
Neither am I. It's so hard cut to 60 frames. Jesus.
Well, even my frame rates are much better than most of them in our team at the moment.
Yeah.
Everyone was complaining at Winton about blinking and not seeing stuff, and not going.
I've got one more question, John.
Mhm.
What tyres is the safety car currently on? Wets or slicks?
I reckon at the moment, the safety car is on wets.
Okay. So just no particular reason.
Just ask that question later.
I will. All right.
Okay,
When
cool.
it comes out, I'll ask the question.
You'll know when.
So there was a really interesting discussion in our Discord before the race, mostly between Mark and Ed. And the discussion was, how many cigarettes do you think we'll need tonight? Because it's generally one durry per safety car, Mark, if I get it right.
Yep, it is.
I don't think was it double digits prepared?
Jesus, you'd be
Actually, I think we both had 5 each.
you'd be chain smoking in split one.
Oh,
I know.
I tell you, it's fucking hilarious because you'll be under safety. You hear this. So, what was that, Ed? Cuther? He's lighting the cigarette.
Of course, big shout out to Lucas Bird as well, our safety car driver. Very experienced, been doing it for a long time.
I must admit, I did hear a safety car call I never thought I'd hear last night, which was we're going to take another lap because we need a lap to sort our shit out. So, hats out to the race control for being transparent.
Yeah, you can always respect that.
Yeah, I don't think anyone in the split was going, no, start us now. I think we're all going, yeah, whatever.
Oh, it's a good call.
Little breaker.
Yeah. Now, another question too about the safety car, John. Does it actually have traction control and ABS?
Yes.
It does. Okay, just check. I wasn't sure if it's that.
Does it have to be turned on?
No.
Well,
But being a fixed setup, I'd probably say it is.
Yeah.
Depends on what mood we're in when we pick it. Like, I don't know what Stewie picked this week, but I know when I've done it a few times, I've been, you know what, these boys will love this. I'm just going to pick the Nordschleife wet set.
That was my next question. Is on a high downforce setup or not?
Oh, absolutely. When I do it, it is the slowest setup they can ever have.
You try to keep Jake Burton under control.
Absolutely.
It's too early to mention that.
Absolutely. Trying to keep them all under control. In fact, I think someone hit the safety car in practice last night. Not saying who. It was an accident. Honest. Fingers crossed, Scouts honour.
All right, so let me have a look down this list while we have a look at what's going on. So we've got Luke in first. We've got, is it Carlo? I want to make sure I'm saying it right. Carlo.
K.O. Kinzel.
Ross in P3, Dale in P4, Jeff Eddy up in P5, Carl Pickering P6, Ross Baxter, sorry, Ross, I can't even read. Rob Baxter in P7, shout out to Rob, 007. Phil Whiting in P6, so he's the biggest gainer at the moment, up 11. Jeff down 3, but still in a very good, solid position. I see everyone's keeping their wets nice and cool by staying on the left. There could be wave around.
Wave arounds. Split format. We have wave arounds. Unlike you boys.
Yeah. Let's trust you. We have wave rounds too. Dave Holly, Lester in P11, Adam Hughes, John up to 13, up 7. That's pretty damn good for our resident owner of the Chook Raffle. Vaughan Robertson up 3, and you've just gone down the list, so screwed if I know, but we're down the back.
I did see Anita up 13.
Yeah. It's all good, and a few boys down the back. Lucas Burt, 12 laps down, so can he get those laps back? That is the question.
Don't
Where
know.
did the safety car finish on split 1 last night?
Where did it?
Yeah. I heard it done 75% of the race.
Yeah, I heard that.
Question from chat, John. Do you have a nosebleed for being so high in the standings?
Oh, I wasn't looking at how high I was. I was more looking where the car in 27th was at this stage.
I'm doing my first ever trip to Adelaide on Monday.
You are?
This week. So, yeah, where do I have to avoid? That's the question I want to know.
Oh, I'll tell you what, you should put the word out, get a few of the boys together.
I would, except I've already got plans because my boss is flying in from New Zealand on a public holiday. So I wouldn't be much out there. I would have to go.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
No. If I was by myself, I definitely would have.
Isn't there a map? Isn't there a map on the old vets chat?
Yeah, the South Australian boys. Yeah, there's like 12 or 14 of them over there. There's like 20 in Queensland. So for those who haven't been following along, Stewie is organising something for the Southeast Queensland boys in between seasons.
North of the river only, though, isn't it?
No, he'll let him get across.
I have to organise something for the Sydney boys as well. At some point.
Yeah, at some point. Definitely get something happening up there again and in Melbourne. I'm hoping to hell my work balance changes dramatically after we get towards the end of July, and I'll definitely try and get around and see a few people as well. So we'll definitely get a few things organised in the back half of the year. Well worth it. I was lucky enough to have a beer with the great David Coleman the other week up here in Albury with Richie.
You can take the Chook Raffle on the road.
Yep. Yeah. We took
Is that wave around?
We took the Chook Raffle to the Astor Hotel in Albury the other week, which was really good. Richie Barella got the winning numbers by getting a lift home from the missus. No, it's well worth it, guys. If you ever get a chance and you are travelling interstate, just jump in Discord, say, hey, I'm in town, anyone around? It's always good to put faces to names, and definitely well worth doing.
We all don't really need an excuse to have a drink.
Nah.
KO's saying he's fixed his internet.
Redfish is trying to start wars in chat. Adelaide is proof that Tasmanians can swim.
Yes. Good luck.
Yes. True.
He's on his own.
No, I don't think. No, I do agree with that statement.
What I didn't realise is I was watching Mighty Car Mod this afternoon and I heard Blair Jocelyn, also known as Moog, say that he's from Grafton. So shout out to the Grafton boys, particularly Chris Blanchard and Scotty, our commentator from SimSpeed.
Yes. The great Scotty Rankin.
I'll be back up there shortly when my dad has his birthday. Catch up with the boys again.
Yeah, definitely well worth the trip. Grafton, one of those great little pockets.
Hopefully I can make it through because it's a bit wet at the moment. Pato knows all about.
Yeah, they've done all right up there. It's all been sort of a lot further south, sort of been Port Mac down to Newcastle's been the worst area.
Yeah, my brother lives in Port Mac and he was like, what do you do on the weekend? Because I'm stuck in Sydney. And I realised it worked out it was cheaper to fly to Brisbane and get a car and drive south. So this is pretty scary.
Yeah. Had some work photos come through this afternoon in that part of the world. It's not great.
No. So Luke's saying the Tassie flag is a picture of a brother and sister cuddling. Okay.
Hey, safety car still out on track.
Damn it, can I go in, please? Sorry, I don't have to read these comments from chat. Brest is responding.
It's got to be in this lap. Hang on. It's got to be in this lap, surely.
That lives in New South Wales. So there was a question from Lester in chat this week, being you, and we've lost someone from the Discord, in that what is preferred? Do you have to stay 80 Ks or close the gaps? The answer is definitely close the gaps. Or in the UK, it's widen the gaps. Oh, there he goes.
Except for when the safety car does that.
Okay, what do you do in this situation? Do you panic? Do you throw your hands in the air? Do you go, oh shit, I'm done?
Well,
no, you turn it around, you put your foot down, and you just go.
Well done,
Oh,
Great job.
Lucas.
Great job, Lucas. That is a true professional.
All
Hats
I'll
off,
say
mate.
is,
Hats off.
if you,
Well
if
done,
you
mate.
haven't crashed a safety car, you haven't driven a safety car.
Just bang.
It's as
Just
simple as
turn
that.
around, bang, okay, we're off. Nothing to see here. Move on. As the safety car pulls away from the field, we are about to go green flag racing again.
Here we go. Safety car's in pit lane.
So, question
Luke
for
Powell,
somebody.
you have control.
Yep, Luke Powell, you do 80 kilometres an hour. Everybody else, you've got to stay behind until you get to the point where you can overlap. If you read this up, Briggs, you'd know where that point is.
So Pato says that Lucas was six goes in at this point. Well, it can get quite lonely in the safety car. Just ask Mark the state of the safety car when he took it over from Hoff.
That is the green flag. We are away and we are racing. As we start lap 22. Jump back here, Darren Walden. What's he going to do? Big brakes.
Darren was in chat's wondering what he is. Oh, that's why we checked up before the start. Yeah, that'll do it. So, question, John. We're at lap 22 into the safety car period. Do we know who's on slicks and who's on dries roughly? What was the
I
vibe?
believe the first 3 cars or 4 cars at this stage were on wets. Everyone else was on slicks, except for 1 or 2 sprinkled throughout the field out of memory. What are you on, Roscoe?
I'm definitely on wets.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Now begins.
And the chaos has started. Is the
What do they
first
say?
one.
Safety cars bring safety cars.
Absolutely. That is lap 22.
So Rob says you can crash a safety car without driving it. That is true.
And Wilbo has been caught out as well. That's a precarious park. Spot the park. Bulldog
Is that a
doing.
Fishy Motorsports car coming back on up ahead?
No,
Looks like it is.
that's Bulldog, I believe.
Oh, it's Bulldog.
Bulldog.
337.
He's Bulldog. Let's just go into my mate, Mr. Freer. How's Darren? Where are you? Such a long list in Split 3. It is great to see. Still 40 cars racing this time of the season.
That's a slapper for sure. Luke says, let the carnage begin. Speaking from personal experience after watching the Split 1 replay, Luke, I can tell.
Definitely running there. I can't believe I can't see this name.
Luke Powell is not hanging about up front. He's setting a new fastest lap.
There's a jump on with Darren Freer.
It's going to keep dropping as we go deeper into this race. So Darren with a great classic Mustang livery on his Mustang.
Of course, great paint designer of that one. And gets a little bit hot. Stays out of trouble though. He could have planted that into the back of somebody. I believe it was gear failure. Oh, actually.
Yeah.
In that,
now, I was about to say, like, there are rules against using the fence to turn the corner for those that watch NASCAR.
Only in NASCAR though, isn't it? That's only a recent addition.
Oh, here we go. He's thinking about noob.
My little mate. Where are you, Pete?
So Wilbo, taking over your own teammate. Are you what is it? A Play One racing driver by any chance?
No, they're taken out by the Shafe.
There we go. Yeah, respectful, but
hangs on.
Yep.
Hangs on. Still a couple to go.
There. Got the crisscrosses yet again? Nope.
Nice clean so far.
Something to win the action in the back there. Lap down. And of
Look
course,
at that. Mr. I'm going to start in pit lane, Shane Patterson. He's slowly working his way up the field, I noticed.
Oh, no, he's doing quite well here. He's already up 15 spots.
Oh, that's off track for sure. Managed to come back on safely.
That is a bit of action.
Oh, that's not ideal.
Pato nicely gets around and avoids. Here comes Bulldog. Can he pass Pato? No, he can't. Pato too good for Bulldog. And we're seeing a big dive into the pits here because I do believe we are back under the safety car.
So is that Jeff Eddy leading a lap?
It is Jeff Eddy leading a lap.
Just for that reason, buy the Harley with the extras.
Exactly.
Harley with the extras.
Your wife said you can do it. And a big shout out to our Akron fans, of course, out there in the beautiful state of New York. We know you guys love coming in, watching it on a Saturday morning when Jeff chucks it up in store. I hope you're enjoying it. We love having Jeff racing with us. And of course, he is the best Harley Davidson salesman in the Buffalo district. Hey, big shout out. Love yous all. And
I heard just mention AJR and you get a discount.
Look at that boat sitting behind him. He's doing well in P2 as well.
He's got it on the plan for sure.
Absolutely.
The big question I had, if I was in a Harley dealership in the US, would I be able to still get a Fat Boy as ridden by Schwarzenegger in Terminator 2? Love that bike.
Yes, you can. I think you can still get them. I think that's pretty much a stock standard bike they still sell, I think.
Here's the question. Is it a Fat Boy or is it the classic Harley you saw in the Chips TV series back in... God, I'm showing my age now. When was that? 80 something?
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
I thought you were about to say Easy Rider, but anyway.
No. Good old Chips.
Good old Chips. Good old Punch. Safety
Here we go.
car.
Here's our safety car. Now he's realised that the safest way to keep the safety car on track is to stop.
You will respect my authority.
Now, is the safety car on slicks or dries? That's the question.
I'd probably say he would be on dries, slicks at this stage.
What are you saying, AJ? Free Harleys to anyone that mentions AJR. Are you going to pay for that, Adrian, if I say AJR? Or is Luke going to pay it if I say AJR? Or is AJR going to pay for it if I say AJR?
It'll come out of Jono's budget. There we go. Look at that. There he is. There's a safety car driver. He's in.
There we go.
He's in the car.
Yep. Gosh, that's done.
Bruce, you can actually ask the question to Jeff Eddy himself because he's just joined us.
You're joking. You're joking. Jeff.
Jeffrey Eddy. So the question I had.
Hang on. I've got to turn him up.
Yeah.
So the question I had. Terminator 2, classic movie for me. Can I still buy a Fat Boy?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, they just came out with the 35th anniversary Fat Boy this year. It's
Oh
all
my
in chrome.
god! Now you make me feel really freaking old. Thanks, Jeff. Okay, here's another question for you. Now, I'm going to put you on the spot as a Harley dealer. What was the brand of bike they used to ride in the old Chips TV series?
I think they rode Kawasaki.
No.
I think so.
Pretty sure they were Harleys. Have a look. Let me see. Oh, look. You'll look. I will defer to you as the expert. But Google is my friend, so let's just see what.
The show's dead now. Don't want to watch it anymore. It's just Kawasaki. Don't want to watch it. It's all over.
Yeah, it's dead to me. I'll get rid of all those memories of a child.
Now, for those playing along at home, Jeff, what time is it?
Let me look here. It is 8:11 a.m.
8:11 a.m.
Yes.
Yeah, so you basically rock in and race with us at 6 in the morning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Practice starts for me at 5:30. Race qualifying 6:30.
And
today I took the day off work today, so.
So we're not being televised in store.
Tomorrow I'll put it on tomorrow. We've got a big event tomorrow, so we'll show everyone.
So next question, because we were talking about hooking up, having a beer with fellow vets mates. If you caught up with Stacey Boyd,
I have not yet. I know what town he lives in, where he lives, but we haven't met up, had a picture taken, had a beer together, anything like that. So we have to work on that.
I just got to say, it's bloody impressive. You two being 10 miles apart or 15 miles apart, whatever it is.
It might be a little bit farther than that, but it is amazing, as big as this country is, that two people in vets would be that close together. So and don't together.
Can I just say, Jeff, you are correct. It is the Kawasaki KZP. So, shout out BMW if you want to count the movie, but to be able to know that just from me throwing a random fact at you, I'd buy a Harley from you any day. So if you're in store wanting to buy a Harley right now, I reckon have a look at the Fat Boy 35th anniversary edition, and Jeff will hook you up with a special discount, Vets discount of 10 cents maybe. And there'll be no tariff because it's made in America by Americans for Americans.
Your wife said it's okay.
See Jeff at stands.
Yeah, there you go. And Harley Davidson, proud sponsor of V8 Veterans in Australia.
If I was only as good a crew chief for myself in V8 Vets as I am a Harley salesman, I might have won yesterday.
and while you're in store, grab a chubby bun burger. Oh wait, you can't. Oh well, you have to hop on a plane and come to Australia. Then you only can you achieve. No, Five Guys boring. So McDonald's, what is that?
We followed the DoorDash over there, or?
A couple of weeks ago, driver of the day. Do I get a burger, UPS, or?
You do, but here's the trick. The loophole is that if you can't pick it up in person in time, a committee member gets to eat it on your behalf.
Okay.
We couldn't afford the tariff. We couldn't afford the tariff, Jeff.
We don't talk about them.
Oh, we do.
I'm sure the rest of the world does, but we try not to.
Yeah.
It's painful.
So all in all, Jeff, all's good?
All is well.
That's good.
Really enjoying the racing with you guys. Just love racing in this series. Have been doing it. I can't even remember how many seasons now.
That's a few.
Great bunch of racers. It's so professional, so well done. Really love racing with all of you.
I've raced against you for a long time, Jeff, and we've always had some good battles here and there, and very respectful driver, and absolutely love having you, mate. So please keep coming.
Thank you. We'll definitely keep.
So Jeff, can you do me a favour? Can you jump on with and have a chat to Lester? His American accent is nowhere near as good as yours, so can you just get him to work on that?
And
where is Lester? Where is he from?
I'll tell you right now, because I have it in a chat somewhere, because I didn't know. And he told me why, because I had to ask him where he's from, because I'm getting security clearance, and he's someone I claim to be an acquaintance.
So he's going in the lane, Jeff. What was the thought process here?
Okay, this is where the crew chief and me left town for the day. My first thought was for that safety car, I would like to lead a lap for the bonus point because it's towards the end of the season and we need all the points we can get. So
Yep.
I did that, and then I thought I'm still on wets. I should probably be on dries.
Yep.
So I consulted with my teammates on Discord, and they said, "Sure, you should probably. We're both on dries. You should be on dries." So I went in, and that's when my race unraveled. Overshot my pit, underfueled the car. It just went downhill from there. I was actually one lap short on fuel, so I had to make another late pit stop where I overfueled the car and sat there too long. So
I can tell you right now, under this safety car, I was clutching.
There you
I
go.
did the same thing. I short fueled.
There you go. Lester's from Oregon, so he is a Pearl.
there you go.
He's a Pearl
He's
Jam.
in chat.
He's a Pearl Jam
Lester.
boy. Go Lester.
So he beats me in the get up early department. Then he's
Yeah.
way over there. Yeah.
No, he's currently living in China.
China.
So,
Yeah, we're not allowed to talk about that.
Okay.
well, why not? My daughter's in China at the moment.
Is that the top secret thing we're not supposed to
No, just got to respect his censorship. That's a little bit. That's all. Got to behave.
Yeah. I tell you, I'm just looking forward to being able to smuggle GPUs into China. It's going to be mad money, thanks to Trump. I tell you, it's better. It's apparently, allegedly, it's more. You make more money per kilogram, smuggling graphics cards into China than cocaine.
I'm off to China, boy.
So,
Can I just
safety
bring
car
it
in,
back
boys.
to the race?
Safety car's about to go in, boys.
And we've got Mr. Baxter.
That's, I know. The boat's in front. I wonder what Peter Baxter would be thinking about this at this stage.
I wish I was this good looking. Sorry, Peter.
So, does the Americans in both chat and know if Pearl Jam is from Seattle? Where was Pearl Jam?
Yeah, Pearl Jam's from Seattle, which I think is in Oregon, isn't it? Correct my geography. I'm probably wrong. Washington. There we go. I'm wrong. God damn it. It's up that part of the world.
okay.
It's up that. It's in that corner. I know that much. Boeing are up there somewhere as well.
Sorry, John, you had me going, bro. I was like,
Yeah.
All I know about Australia is Can of Foster's and Outback Steakhouse.
No, don't drink that. That is rubbish. That is false advertising.
do not
Did
take
he say the F word? Did he say Foster's?
Yes, he did.
Foster's is like drop bears. It's a cruel joke that Australians play on the rest of the world.
We don't even make it here.
But it comes in that big can, you know. It just
Oh, bigger is, yeah, there we go. Bigger is better. We fooled you.
bigger is better.
Mr. Baxter holds it all the way to the line.
He's gone. Go, Rob. We are Green Flag Racing. I can tell a great story, but I might tell it when we get to the end. If you're still with us, Jeff.
Or the next safety car.
Of my second trip to LA. Anyway, we'll get to that later. Rob Baxter leading the race. He's absolutely flying. This bloke should be split 3 next season. I think I may need to go downstairs and replenish my stocks for the pub test. He's definitely looking like the real deal here, Bruce.
Yep, 100%. I'll just take note of that. Let me have a look. Rob Baxter split 1.
It's the green stuff! Oh!
Okay, delete. Rob Baxter split 5.
Rob! This gets better! Luke Powell's in the mix of it as well! He's not going to win the championship tonight! Not sitting there facing that way!
That smoke looks like an engine to me.
Who's that?
Oh, wow! I'm not sure who that was. That was one of the Team AJA cars. I know it. It wasn't. It was Brad Grant.
Question for race control, if they're still in chat, and that is, if 4 wheels are on track and you take someone out, is that an unsafe re-entry?
Not holding brakes?
It's something.
Wow, that has now put Phil Whiting as the race leader. This is like our 5th race leader. Wow.
And up 18 spots. And Matthew Foe up 20 spots, but Greg Sholton up 27. Well, hang on a minute. I think that's impressive. I'll look down a minute. Pato is currently up 30. Mister, I don't like the wet. How did you dare suggest wet weather at Donington?
That is Adam Hughes. He's in the wall.
Oh, yeah, moving from there.
That is huge. He's in trouble. And towed.
Oh, no.
Wow. This is all
Is
falling
that without
apart.
permission?
Yes. This is all falling apart. Our championship leader. We rode up this evening. This guy was going to win the championship. A P1 tonight and some unsettled results down the line would have seen him tidy it off.
Oh,
Brad Grant again involved. I'm not sure who that is. That is Tommy DeWitt down the line as well.
Can I just, while this
Wow.
is going on, quick shout out to Lester Craig from Shadow Racing for currently leading.
Yes. Another new leader. I can't keep up. Hats off to Lester, because I think Lester was one of the guys. Oh, look again.
no.
What will Crosby say?
That's the worst.
There's no
What will
downforce on the
Crosby
front, but-
say?
Oh, that green is like ice.
It's
Is he gonna
lightning.
get out of it?
It's lightning.
Oh,
Looks
can
like,
he get out?
looks like the green on
Can
that
he get out?
Cowboys. He's like lightning.
Speaking of lightning, McQueen, is Ross Watson under pressure from the Foo Man. There we go. Luke Powell is human.
18 laps to go. That's like, a whole race.
Callahan sets the fastest lap now.
That dry line's a bit wider, still a bit damp on the inside, side by side, two abreast. What are they going to do? Phil's going to hold it.
I'm thinking Mr. Whiting might have been on wet.
So if this run of luck continues for Powell next week, wow, if he has a DNF,
Bit of a car
The
flying there. Here we
championship's
go.
over.
Move down the inside. Let's go back.
Yeah, I think that was Cads. He got out onto the auto. I remember on Discord saying, "Fuck, I'm just at the auto."
who are you talking about? The Cad Man?
Cad man. No.
Fat man. So I get the feeling someone's still on wets here and someone's on dries.
There's a couple
We'll
on
see
wets.
what
I know at this stage Vaughan Robinson was still on wets. And I think there was someone else. I think Sholton may have been on wets at this stage still. But I think everyone else had just about cleaned up back to slicks. So Lester Craig is our race leader. Absolutely doing very well.
Time. Finally kept it on track.
Yes, the profile pic sums it up. We are shocked as much as he is.
Yeah.
So, Carol
Very quiet
Callahan.
from Lester at this stage.
Or 139.75. Tommy DeWitt. Our budget is done. We can't afford any more, Tommy. So Callahan, Watson sitting in third. Fu, Whiting's in the lane as well. I'm impressed with this bloke. Brad Pitt himself, up 35 spots in P5.
Let's go, Pato.
This bloke wasn't even going to turn up. It was like, nah, not playing too hard. And look at him go. Look at him go. He's not just turned up, he's turned the wick up.
Hmm?
Talk about showing class.
Don't know how it's done.
And looks
There's
like another one.
There's a Mustang past Rocky there, John.
that is Freer again, and we are back under safety car. That is equipment failure. Just like the real world, when equipment fails, it is all over.
That is. You should always drive a Camaro.
So it's time again.
If you want your equipment to fail.
Oh.
And it's time again to bring out our safety car driver.
Is he on slicks or wets now?
Yeah.
I think he's got slicks on the front left and the rear right, and wets on the front right and rear left at this stage.
Oh, he's got. On rally,
Trust me, I tried to do that and I racing well, yeah.
Oh, take all the fun out of it, Bruce.
Oh, I know. He's obviously on slicks.
I'd want to be on slicks. Keep the pace up.
Now, what's interesting here is, I remember because the Discord, like, what do I do when I'm leaving behind the safety car? What's the procedure?
Well, that's a big call in the chat. Pato for president.
President? He couldn't do any worse than.
What do you think of that, Jeff?
That works for me. I'll take that.
I know it's one thing we're allowed to talk about with Americans.
I don't know.
He's got my vote.
Got mine too, unfortunately. I can't vote.
So, back under safety car, Brett Michaels, a real deal?
Oh, Brett, my wife has actually known Brett longer than I have, but we've known Brett for many years now, and thanks to him, I'm about 80% deaf, but the concerts are great, and if you've ever met Brett, he's a great guy, very sincere, just a real person, loves racing, all different kinds. He's motocross, he sponsors a sprint car down in Pennsylvania.
There you go.
NASCAR races and Indy races. And he's quite a person. What you see when you see him in his interviews and on his TV shows, that's how he really is. He's just a great guy.
Yeah, the photos I've seen of you guys with him, yeah, that's the impression I got. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
We do.
Shout out to. Sorry, Ed. Shout out to Adrian Zeal in chat saying Pato is telling me he's been looking at wet T-shirts lately.
Who? Pato?
Pato, yeah.
I'm sure he's not wearing them.
Yeah.
Pato's going to get mugged on the restart. Don't give the storyline away, mate, in the chat.
Come on, Pato.
Come on, you know better than that.
Yeah, up 35 spots. Come on, is that not enough?
So, the other one, while we're under safety car, while we're talking to Jeff. So I've been following the Buffalo Storm Chasers website, mate. Is it really that rough over there? Like you get these bloody ice storms or cold storms that freezes everything?
The storms over here can be epic. We had one a couple Decembers ago that I went to work in the morning and then it got so bad that I thought I wouldn't make it home. But we've had the blizzard of 77 that was, you probably heard about that in Australia. Just tremendous cold and wind chills below zero and snow that goes as high as the telephone poles around here sometimes. So it's pretty exciting.
So
getting in the wintertime.
The cold, like I'm a shocker when it comes to Fahrenheit and Celsius, but like what's a good cold winter?
A good cold winter? Oh, you get a couple weeks span of 0 or below 0 for.
Yeah, so below Fahrenheit, so that's minus whatever for us, yeah.
Right.
Look at that. I complain about the cold here, and the worst we get is -4 Celsius. Sorry, -2 Celsius, which is a frosty morning, which usually, it's a clear day and the sun will come out and it'll be a nice 16 degrees in the afternoon.
Right.
Yeah, nah, bugger that.
You can just turn your fucking aircon up, eh?
Yeah, turn it off.
We're happy with a 16-degree day in the winter, Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
Go out in your T-shirt and shovel the driveway. Did you see my blizzard pictures on Facebook from a couple of years ago?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Thanks were as tall as I was.
Yeah, that's... Yeah, I did see those pictures. And of course, you've got a fairly checkered real-life racing history as well, with your dirt track stuff.
Yes, we raced sprint cars with the Empire Super Sprints back in the 80s, early 90s. Started in 87, retired from that in 1993, and then I have owned a AMA flat track motorcycle team and had some pro riders ride for me, and I've also done some motocross in the old guy classes, over 50 and so on. some hare scrambles, all kinds of different things. Anything with wheels on it. I've worked on alcohol funny cars, pro stock dragsters, a little bit of everything.
What are they doing down the quarter?
Well, they actually don't do the quarter anymore. They shortened this to 1,000 feet. Well, in the nitro categories anyway. But...
Sorry, I'm from New Zealand. We're in the future, so.
Right.
I'm not joking.
What's your big drag strip over there?
We ain't got one, bro. Mary.
There we go, Sean Van der Meulen, and 0F is minus 17C.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, no, you can have that.
Whatever it is, it's cold.
It's very cold. I don't even think we get minus 17 up at Falls Creek, to be honest.
No.
I think minus 10 is about the coldest up there. That's on a special storm.
I didn't even think Andrew Johnson gets that down fucking South Island.
I know, I've seen Andrew drive, he gets that. Comes the Iceman, comes Kimmy and myself. There we go, someone's saying, I see why Jeff's my favourite American guy. He is. Everyone's interesting. Like, there is something that I want to work on. It's in my plan with vets. I might as well throw it out there as a safety car is in this lap. Something I'm working on. I've just got to get myself organised, get my work-life balance a bit more under control, and I'll make it happen. I'm looking at doing a podcast series for vets. And Jeff, I'd love to get you on that at some stage as well, Safety Cars Pulled Away, where I'm going to do just a 15-20 minute interview with a few guys or with drivers in our league, because I think there's a lot of interesting stories. You know, we've all lived a life. We're not young kids with nothing behind us. We've all lived a life, and I just think a podcast, having a candid chat with a few people, and then 5 minutes just talking about where splits are at and everything else. A candid interview with some people talking about their life stories and everything else, I think would be bloody interesting. Anyway, we're about to go green. He's
It's
holding.
going to be I'll back him up until he crosses the line trick.
Yep.
Hey, there,
No, he's gone. No, he's gone.
Well, the first three went.
He's learning to control here, lap 34. That's Lester Craig doing very well here. He's still going, Bruce. What have you been saying in his year this time?
Well, you know, he did do all the wet running in the 12 hour, but he did bin it at some point. So...
Will Wilson, if it's me involved, mate, it will be not suitable. Who knows where these stories will go?
What the fuck are you talking about, John?
The podcast that I'm talking about. Will Wilson's asked whether it'd be suitable for work or not suitable for work. So Baldock sitting in 18th. He's up 10 spots. O'Loughlin is up 19. Patterson's up 31. Favero up 27. Great drive from Nathan. He should be pretty chuffed with that. Lester Craig, though, he's holding off Darryl Callahan here. Watto, you've got yourself in the third. What are you thinking at this stage?
I really need to catch the guy in front of me.
Catch the guy in front of you? Yeah, that's a good thing to be thinking.
Basically, all I was thinking at this stage.
Wait,
that and I am low on gas.
Low on gas. Oh,
Big time. I shot filled.
Something's happened to Jeff. Doing a bit of rallycross.
What's going on?
Well, he did like dirt. He did say that.
A little bit of an incident there. Go back to Leicester. I binned it in the 12 hour, Bruce. Didn't bin it in this one. I don't know. We're not to the end of it yet.
Yeah.
There's 12 to go, boy.
So, John, I want to finish on a positive note, so I'm going to bring this little point up now.
Okay. Yep. I'm
The
worried.
point is, if I was to say 13 and 5, what would those numbers represent?
License points.
No, 13 is the number of pit lane starts. There are 13 drivers that have pit lane starts next round, and 5 drivers that have race bans.
Wow.
As I said, license points.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not great, guys. Not great. I did say I wouldn't go on a rant about driving standards, but I did give everyone a bit of a warning at the start of the season, and we put it up every week so people can see it. And hang on to that, Lester. No. Watto, you could have got in
It's
there.
not the autocross layout.
You could have got in there, Watto.
Mm.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
still yes at this point.
And what everyone's got to remember is and this is a disappointing thing, we reset the points at the start of the season as well. So we gave everyone a free card because we've always been a rolling 10 on the 10 rounds on the license points. So there's going to be guys who didn't do much in the first half but racked up points in the second half of this season.
Yeah.
Come on, Watto, you had him.
Lester, I taught you better than this.
Lester.
Look at that.
See, you can't let the green-eyed monster through like that. God, that's just giving it away.
Come on, Lester, you got to be in front of him, and Matty Foo's got to get past. Otherwise, we've got to interview him at the end.
Yeah.
Don't you guys know how this story works? He comes every week to be interviewed. It's the only reason he's here.
Oh, I'm going to put the pun out for the boys too. I've already done that tonight, so.
No, the podcast is not a rant for those playing along at home.
All right, Rest. Just Ross, you're in front now. You've got a job. Get up there, P1. Go on, go.
And it's not a rant. It's my Jerry Springer moment.
To be honest, at this stage, I was still hearing the clutch.
You're still hearing a clutch.
Yeah, I was well short.
So, Lester, that's even more embarrassing in chat. If he's clutching and you're not...
A little bit of action here for Bruce.
I'm
He's in
holding
the
my
thick of
head in
it.
my hand in shame, honestly.
I think I might have missed
Meanwhile,
that one.
there's always a train somewhere.
Yeah, otherwise a train somewhere.
Who's holding him up? John Van Ree. But
Absolutely.
who's 2 spots ahead of John Van Ree?
Bulldog.
Number 37, Dave Baldock.
Shut up, Bruce.
I'm not. Yeah, that's not good, John.
Bulldog. There he is. Worrell, drink.
I think Warrell's left the chat.
I think he's passed out, yeah.
That's where my inspiration came. I saw what he did last week. I was like, I can short fill and make it to the end.
Talking about nosebleeds, Dave's almost in a 10 again.
I know. I know. He's actually doing better than last week at this stage.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's annoying. Go, you little blue rocket.
Hello, up 32 places.
So Vaughan at this stage is still on wet tyres. I know that much.
What?
Yep.
Really?
What 10 laps from the end?
Yep. I'm doing all right. That was the thing.
See, I should have stayed on wets.
I had those thoughts.
Wash your mouth out, Sean Van der Meulen.
Is he at least hunting for wet? Hunting for the water?
Nah. Just held the line.
No, you probably want to be hunting for water. If you're wet at this
So
point.
the tire model obviously rips the tread off and then you're running on slicks.
Yeah, no. You need to hunt for water.
Look at Bulldog working him here. Oh, good
You're
reaction
lucky we
time.
didn't just at Daytona, because at Daytona on the banking, if you don't hunt for water, you can burn your wets out in like 2 laps.
Yeah. That was the reason why I didn't want to do rain at Daytona. I did stir everybody up about doing monsoonal at night.
I just see the track go from dry to wet. I think that'd be interesting.
Yeah, that'd be real interesting.
Yeah,
Just
Rob, just on the license points, mate, we want it clean as well. Like, everyone talks about the vortex of danger and guys diving and guys doing this, and this is what we're trying to keep clean. You know, if it's just keeping it clean, then it's, you know, and being respectful, you don't earn too many points. Like, you can pass somebody and there might be an incident, which will be, you know, careless minor impact where you only score a minor amount of points. But what's happening is there's guys that are racking up 3 or 4 incidences in a night. You know, so if you're involved in an incident, it's probably a key to back off just a little bit. You know, and be just trying to keep it respectful as well.
Don't stick your nose in a gap where you think, oh, well, they've left the door open. I'm going to send it in here and make them get out of the way.
From 2 or 3 cars back, it's not generally not going to work well for either of you.
Yeah,
regardless of how many screens you're running.
Yeah. Well, I'm on 155. That's all I run on.
Yeah.
So I ain't got side mirrors. I ain't got nothing like that. So if you dive bomb me, unless I catch you out of my, you know, the old rear view mirror.
Here you go. Nice little move from Matty Fu, maybe. From KO, sorry. He gets himself back into 4th.
Keep an eye on KO.
Yeah, one of the best things I did was get using if you don't, the old centre quote, if you don't go for a move, you're not a racing car driver. But there's going for a move, and then there's going for a kamikaze.
So on that, everyone says that. Oh, the old centre quote. Then what he did say 5 years later is, I was lying. That was justification for taking out my teammate. So if you throw that centre quote out there, you're actually quoting someone who's lying about trying to get away with an incident.
Yeah, just going back to Rob Baxter, there is that balance between aggressive versus mistake. And usually when RC look at it, they can see if you've made a mistake or they can see if it's an aggressive move. You know, we talk about the vortex of danger. If you're diving in there, if it's an aggressive move, it will be careless major impact 9 out of 10 times because you've hit the guy pretty bloody hard and done something. Or it will be careless minor impact if it's a minor mistake. Like, there's a difference between killing somebody and, you know, just giving them a bit of rubbing and pushing them out of the way.
I'd agree with that. There's a few times I've jumped into racing truck and gone, now how the hell mine fault for that because of this? And they've pulled up the exact incident and gone, this is how we've called it. And I've gone, oh, yeah, no, it looks way different from outside the car.
Oi! That's a bit of a tap. Ironically, sorry, Phil, that wasn't on my list. It's just about respect. Like, I always work on the philosophy of, you know, if I pass somebody or if I bump somebody, you know, how would I feel about that? So if I make a mistake and I dive in there, yeah, I've buggered up. You know, the first thing I'll do is send a PM. I don't do it in general chat. No, I think you do it as a PM because it's more personal. Sorry, mate, didn't mean to do it. I effed up.
Yeah, I saw it, Gab.
Yeah,
it was Gab. That was my bad.
You know, and like somebody hit me up the rear last night. I could have gone called it in and probably would have got him a careless minor impact and got him license points. But you know, it was no harm, no foul. Play on. Person's going to buy me a beer when I see him next, but that's all right.
I tried the personal thing at Winton with somebody from Misfits, but I couldn't get through. They didn't. Just some bot come up and said, "No, you can't do that." So yeah, I'm not sure why, but these little bots
can't be me, bro. I'm not in your sweat.
No, one of your teammates. I can't remember which one it was now offhand.
What do you say? I do spot 3. So Scotty, Scotty and Glenn, they're in yours.
Yep.
And Glenn is learning on that sort of things. He is the New Zealand champion for Ute
That
racing.
wasn't a brake check. There's no brake check in there, Baxter. As bad as your brother.
How did they get away with that in the grass?
He
That was
did.
fucking
He
well
did.
handled.
Look at Baldock in the middle there. This is just scary. This is just wrong. Look at him. There's another one. Robinson out of the way. He's going to pick up another one. That's 2 spots. That you have to call that pass of the century for Baldock, wouldn't you?
It would be.
What, when your opposition's on the grass?
At the moment, he's my second second driver of the day.
Really?
At the moment, yeah.
Anytime he beats me, he gets driver of the day. Is that how we're playing it now?
Did you know?
That's fair to me. I got no complaint. No, John, we're not going to start a management committee member of the week award.
No, no, I'm just looking because the Discord tickets are going off tap again. BC's up to it again. Here we go, Luke Powell making his way back through the pack. He's back in 14th, so he will get some points. It's not all lost. But he won't walk away with the title tonight. He won't do a Max Verstappen, wrap it up early.
No, and I see Anita's there, so sitting back waiting for this pack to destroy themselves.
Oh, yeah, he sung onto that too. Anita playing it smart.
Yep.
Would you ever call this one? Would you ever call this Dave Baldock to beat Luke Powell? Oh,
We're not at the finish yet, so let's wait and see what happens.
big swerve from Whiting. And Pico going in the lane, so that's someone rolling in early for a bit of extra fuel. Luke Powell now hunting down Baldock. We'll keep an eye on that one. Might just jump up the front here where the action is though. Lester Craig, he's under a bit of pressure from K.O. Kinzel.
I wouldn't have said that Dave Baldock would beat Rob Baxter either, so...
Shh, we don't talk about the war. No, definitely driving very well.
You mean Rob Baxter taking up safety cars? Is that what you're talking about?
He's still living
Actually,
that
I
down.
think what we need to do is look in to see whether it was Dave Baldock driving.
He was.
It can't be Dave Baldock.
He's up and about at the moment. Mark, I'm telling you, we shouldn't have given him the chubby last week.
Yeah, no, we should have left that alone.
He was up and about all week. Port Adelaide got flogged and he was still up and about.
He's less under pressure from Craig. Craig's having a look. No, too far back.
What do you think at this stage, Watto? He's all over the back, yeah?
I'm thinking, shit, I got no fuel. That was honestly what I didn't even have my relative on. I put it up to see how many laps I had left in fuel.
He's still got a few here.
Yeah, I was having to clutch quite a bit, and yeah.
4 to go. So you're having a clutch and Leicester can't catch you, right? We're definitely having a word at Leicester's performance review. Car in front was clutching to save fuel. You were unable to pass.
And that's no way to lie. I was well short. Thank God for those 2 safety cars. The last 2 safety cars, because I managed to save quite a bit there. But
so Powell having a look.
Oi.
Gets through. Equilibrium's back in balance.
How's that with Baldock in 12 and you're in P19, John?
Shh, we don't talk about that.
Driver of the day, innit?
Oh, come on, driver of the day. This bloke here is up. This bloke here is up 25 spots in 9th. He has done very, very well.
And Sparrow's up 29 in 6th.
This bloke up 32 spots. From
I shouldn't race, John. I don't like the rain.
Well, when I saw him in the server, I will quote this. I probably shouldn't, but the boys heard me say it because we talked about it in Discord. I did say that when I saw him in the server, because I was sitting there on the grid and I'm going, oh, Pado's not here. And then someone said, no, Pado is here. And I said to the boys, I said, okay, I'm going to go into SDK and change the name of the driver to I'm not here. Thinking that, yeah, Pato will start and not have a good night. But I did say in Discord today, and I stand by it, that Pato did put his big boy's pants on. He did turn up, started from the back, which is fair enough. I haven't got a qualm with that because that's probably a smart play.
Winning strat.
What's that? It's a winning strat. Yeah, it's a smart
winning strat.
Yeah, it's a smart play. There's nothing wrong with that in those conditions. As I was saying before, I do it all the time in SRW every week when I race there on Tuesday nights. But he has really bloody well impressed coming up 32 spots here. I am really bloody proud for Pato and really happy for him. And, you know, all the comments that were in the chat in Discord this morning, it was quite funny. Feedback was negative. General chat was positive. It was like, pick which one you want to be in, boys. But 90% of the chat was positive for what we did with this rain event.
Yeah, man.
Backed up what we've always talked about doing, Bruce. We've done it well. We finally did it.
Yeah.
This was supposed to happen at Donington, but it didn't because of the iRacing updates. But we made it happen, and it absolutely went to a T. In fact, we learnt from the over 50s a couple of things which really worked well for this. I think extending the length of the rain by another 10 minutes made a huge difference to the start of the race and qualifying. I think everybody that raced did bloody well, did a great job. I was pretty chuffed with everybody, and the feedback is, yes, it was good. So next season, there will be 2 wet races. They won't be identical in format. Something a bit different. Have fun on the green stuff, Bruce. Bang.
Oh.
That was big.
Exit stage left.
And back to the Baxter Bulldog battle.
I will just say, I'm not too sure how they was taking the piss, but he did say he had to serve a drive-through on that first lap too, so he's come from a freaking long way back.
Yeah. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah, like, we are going to have some things a little bit different next season. We're already starting a bit wide, already starting a little bit. Going to jump up with whatever this battle is. Already starting, like I said, we're going to do 2 wet races next season. There'll be 1 race next season where we'll have a limited tyre set. You know, we've done some changes this season. A few people not happy. A few people balked me into changing my mind on a few things. But generally, I think as a league, we've got to evolve a little bit. And no, we're doing it slowly. And I think we can definitely have a cracking season next season. If you haven't got your Red Joe in, get it in ASAP. 5 o'clock on Thursday, all the waitlist guys will get dumped in. If you want to get involved, get your name on the get your name on the wait list now, so that come 5 o'clock on Thursday, you'll be dropped in. Bruce
God.
Ross, what was that? Let's start. Get in there, son. Still a bit of water out wide.
Yeah. I didn't want to be out there on slicks.
Yeah, that's going to performance review as well. Could not make it. The opportunity presented itself.
On a guy, no fuel. I was actually really starting to worry right now because
Here we go. The white flag is out.
Yeah, we are getting to the end.
So I started clutching from about here. He's him pull right up on me.
He's owning you at this stage.
But he clutched all the way around and then started putting the accelerator on here.
Oh, nothing here, Lester.
Oh, got on the curb, got a big snap. I'm like, oh, shit, here we go.
Lucky you didn't get nailed.
Here we go. He's having a look and think about it. Nah, pull back in.
I'm pretty sure Daryl was pretty low on fuel too, because he wasn't.
Love tap. There's a love tap. Come on, Lester. Love tap.
I was going to say, John, I've got a suggestion for the rain track next season.
Mm.
Road America.
Enduro in the wet. Ooh,
Getting heavier as it goes.
I'm not that nasty, surely. I don't think anyone listens to me anymore anyway,
Well,
because
I
I've been
can
saying
sit-
we're
I
going to do
can sit-
monsoonal here.
I consider Road America to be one of the most boring tracks, but to spice it up, just chuck some water on there.
Road America's fine. Have we done it in Gen 3?
You obviously haven't. No, we haven't. You obviously haven't raced Road America with Dave Baldock at any stage, Mark. Look at Callan, he's going to hold on here. He's going to hold on.
He is.
Here we go. For the win.
Can he do it? He's going to have a look.
Look at that for a close finish. That's-
Daryl Callahan, you are tonight's winner. Only just KO. Or can Lester Craig
Nothing
do
in that.
it? No, he can't. Lester Craig home in fourth. Jeff Sanford, the quiet achiever. We haven't made much tonight. He's come in. Favero, Matty Fu tucked up behind him. Pato up 32
He's
spots
my
in
favourite
eighth.
driver today.
Yeah. I won't admit to it, but yeah, he might get mine as well. Luke Powell behind him. So Luke Powell, Pato has beaten Luke Powell. That is a driver of the day already.
Or is it Jeff Eddy for taking the time to get out of bed and come and join us and chat?
Yeah, I know. I know. Absolutely love it.
I actually took my wife to work, so I got up at 4:40 this morning.
Jesus.
Let's watch this one here. Doug ran out of fuel. And of course, getting around,
no!
getting around Doug cost me time, which let
Fancy.
let the great Cadman through.
No, John, that's going to your performance review as well. Who got through, John? Who was it? Was it Cadman?
Yeah, the Cadman got through.
He gave you a wiggle at the end.
And speaking of performance reviews, Rob Baxter beat Dave Baldock. Cadman was 14th. 15th was Van Reed. Leslie 16th. Pickering, Timmy Hall sneaks in just in front of Darren Vermey. And Jeff Eddy comes home in 20th. Doug Wright.
Respectable.
I will give a shout to
Doug
Tasman.
Wright did finish, so that is great considering you rolled basically up the hole straight away. So
Look at that spot there.
I'll give a shout out to Cadby because he got packet loss as well.
he did. I remember seeing that.
I was in the
And
chat with him. He was not a happy boy.
we will just do a quick jump. Go back to that. And so, lads, I think my driver of the day graphics got thingo, but thoughts driver of the day, Jeff?
Right. Jeffy.
Wow,
What's your
up
thoughts?
32 spots. That's
You got to be Pato for you.
and he's running for president, so you know.
Yeah. I'll double bet on that. One for driver of the day and one for president.
So can we get 2 votes? He gets 2 votes.
Mark, what about you, mate?
Yeah, I think Pato gets it.
You think he gets it? Yeah.
Pretty good effort in the rain.
Bavaria was close, but Paddy made a
Yeah.
couple more.
Mate, the fact that the car is still straight, no one took him out, and definitely got to say that it was the man. We've got to give it to him. Get rid of that
The
Ross.
question is, if he's driver of the day, who's running Doge? Or
Nobody
is he
now.
just Doge?
Nobody now. Didn't he leave?
You know, my Harley training tells me don't talk politics. So we have to, hey, look, driver of the day. All right, yeah, let's do that.
Yes, we
Good
don't want
answer.
anyone.
Good
putting
answer. I
others
love
on
it.
fire.
I love it. There we go. He's in there somewhere. If I flick through, we might get a closer picture. There he is, the great Nova driver himself.
Where's the dog? Where's the dog's head?
Oh, we don't get that in this picture. The great Nova driver himself, Mr. Shane Patterson. You are the Chubby Buns Burgers drive of the day for the Friday night truck raffle. Well done, Patto. Well deserved, mate. I'm probably going to take it already now. Just keep an eye on the chat. There's probably a fair chance Patto's going to say he's not going to race next week. Seems to do very well when he says that.
Only if there's rain, I heard.
Oh, there's rain, Patto. Yes, there's rain. For you, there is. There's rain. Anyway, let's go back to the grid positions. Of course, Darryl Callahan was P1. That is a great drive. That is a great drive from him too. Up 7 spots. He definitely has done very well. Very changing conditions, very tough conditions to drive in. And I know, of course, that Darryl would like to give a big shout out to the Paint Doctors Engineering. Those boys look after him very well. And, of course, always pays to have someone who knows what they're doing with paint. It's never a simple thing. So big shout out to those boys. Big shout out to Darryl. A bit of a hard luck story earlier on in the season, coming good at the right end of the season, which is good to see. Interesting to see what he can do next week. He's definitely doing very well. We'll have a look at the points in a minute and see where it all stands going into our final non-drop round. KO Kinzel, another one of our rookies. 2 rookies out front in the changing conditions, which is quite interesting result. KO, of course, he has definitely been driving better and better every week. He's now consistently up in the top pointy end. Probably expect him, hopefully, to get enough points to get himself into the promotion zone. Looking forward to seeing what he can do going into VIR. Of course, VIR is a tough beast if you don't know the track and haven't learnt it. So interesting to see what he can do. And, of course, KO from We Race, he'd like to thank the boys over there. Of course, his teammate Kevin O'Neill as well. Love to thank those guys. And, of course, the bloke in third doesn't need any introduction. He's going to tell you, he's going to tell you the Green-Eyed Monks is the best-looking machine going around. So
you know what?
I'm going to hand it over to you. Who puts the shine in the Green Eyes? Whatto?
It's definitely Festa Foods, Sim Blacks. Just like to put a big shout. Chubby Fund, RaceKraft, everybody in the admin for V8 Vets, and everyone that we raced with, man. It's been a real awesome season. I've really enjoyed it. And of course, to driver of the day, Mr. Shane Patto.
Mr. Patto. Look at the respect level there.
He's helped me out massively this season.
Absolutely. Let's have a look at the championship points. So let's go tab and hit this button. So that doesn't look quite right. We'll fix that one up that way. So out in front, still by 73 points. So he didn't lose too many, but he's still got a good solid lead going into the final round. Luke Powell will now need to show up and finish. That is probably what I would be saying to take the championship. Darryl Callahan has moved into P2. Nathan Vivero, the hard luck story for the Chubby Bun Award tonight. He is sitting in third, so that is great to see him sitting there. Of course, bearing in mind when I start talking about promotion relegation, we need to tweak for the guys that don't compete in 8 races. But I would probably say there's a fair chance at the moment we're looking at Powell, Callahan, Favero, Whiting, Watson going up in that promotion zone. But don't write off Schaefer. He had a tough night last night. But the boy can drive, and he's not far behind. Matty Fu is getting quicker and quicker every week. Lester Craig, I don't know there. I think he's under a lot of team-based pressure. I think if that pressure wasn't there, I think we're pretty okay. He might do all right, but I just think the pressure from the team is going to be too much. It's a lot of weight to carry when you start carrying Bruce. That's all I'm going to say. KO.
He's definitely carrying me.
KO is definitely doing quite well. Another one of our rookies doing well. The backs, he has shuffled down a little bit. These rookies have punted him out of the way. And Stacey Boy's in the chat as well. My second favourite American, or third favourite American, because we've got Lester now. The backs, Brad Grant in 11th, great one there. Paddo's moved up a little bit into 12th. Tommy DeWitt's in 13th. He's dropped below Paddo. Darren Friend in 14th. Jeff Eddy sitting in 15th. The Cadman's moved forward onto the triple nines. Husey in 17th. O'Loughlin in 18th. Galloway, Van Ree, Wright. And then we go back to Baldock. So there is literally 11 points between Van Ree and Baldock. So that's going to be game on. Might have to mute myself in Discord, I think. Marty Hughes is back in 23rd, but he'll be missing next week. Peter Morris, he's in 24th, and Dave Holly rounds out the 25. I think it's been a good season. I've enjoyed it. Like I said, it's been an interesting one. One round to go, boys. Any predictions? We know Lukey's got it, but any predictions? You expect any upsets there in that top 5 outside of Luke?
Well, the way I've been going for the last few seasons, I always choke on the final round. So anything is up for go.
And of course, VIR is a tough track. Like, it is not simple. It is a very technical track. It is very easy to make mistakes on about 5 or 6 corners there. And I say make mistakes, I'm also talking, costing time, not just dropping off the track. Yeah, I reckon I'm looking forward. I reckon it's going to be a great finale. 200 Ks, so it's not 100% sprint, and it is absolutely not a enduro. So you've got to be smart. Fuel strategy will come into it a little bit, being that circuit. So
I'm looking forward to the rain.
You're looking forward to the rain. That's good. No, look, I'll be honest with everybody. It will be a standard vets shootout. It will be static, 18 degrees. Not going to put the rain or anything bizarre into that race being a non-drop round. I know there's a few people away as well, so that's going to hurt for them. But when we start talking promotion relegation, Bruce, one thing that we have in there is that it is a drop round for promotion relegation, so don't stress on that. I reckon it's going to be a great fight.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
So yeah, I'm not stressed at all. One thing, a couple of fun facts. Until we get the bend next season,
it is next season. It is happening or not?
Probably, yeah, it's happening.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to put money on it's happening. I doubt it won't be. They're tweeting about it. So anyway, what I was going to say was it's the second longest track in the world, apparently. So not that we'll be using that layout, but Luke Powell, I've drawn the numbers I ran today. So our leader in split 4, his pace is on par, and this is across the fastest lap across all the last few races. He's at the back of split 1.
Oh, geez.
Yeah,
that's
he's faster than, and he's outranking people, the likes of Reese DeGoey, Steve Varga, Benjamin Brook.
Oh, jeez.
Halal Caesar.
I'd like to be a fly on the wall on that bucket.
My liver's
so
not
just want to know how competitive it is in split 4. There you go.
My liver's not going to stand up to the pub test.
Yeah. So definitely expect a couple of double bumps for some people.
Nah, he has been racing well.
You are, Luke, you are that good, mate. I will say that. I say put me in there, but you are that good. I know a lot of the boys at M1 are fairly quick. And you'll drive very well. So, mate, you've represented split 4 really well. So I think we'll see where that all falls. Of course, if you haven't got your entries in, get them in. If you want to join, get on the wait list. It'll all be revealed. I think, Bruce, we can reveal as well what the pre-qual track will be.
Yeah, we can. It's going to be full Nords.
And the rain
in the snow, actually.
I'm in. I'm going to split 1 if we do that. Bring it on.
No, I think we decided that Barber would be the good mix.
Yeah. We thought we'd Red Run Barber. No, same conditions we raced in. Now, Barber is a circuit we're going to use for pre-qual. So pre-qual will be held, of course, for those returning to the league. Everybody else is in the promotion relegation. So we run with that.
On that though, just John, before you sign off, I will definitely say there are some drivers, and Split 3 comes to mind, who should, on pace, could be in Split 1, but for lack of racecraft, are almost looking at going to Split 4. So
don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. We don't want them.
Clean driving, people. Clean driving. You will go up.
That's exactly it, and that's what everyone's got to remember. Like the way we have gone over the last 5 seasons with vets, and I'm talking 5 seasons. I'm going back to when we had Peter van der Kran's rating system and everything else. It has all been about not just being the fastest guy to go out and hot lap. I know we put hours of servers up a week. It's not about going out there and going hot lap, reset, hot lap, reset, hot lap, reset. It's about going out there and driving a full tank of fuel, getting in with traffic, learning how to maneuver the car, how to position the car, how to pass somebody. You know, it's about getting that ability to be able to do those things comfortably without crashing into people, without crashing yourself off. You know, it's, if you can drive and drive well and make spots, yeah, sure, you're probably not going to qualify as good as you like, and you know you've got to work on that. But once it all clicks, you will be up in the upper echelons of vets. And that is the thing. Like the top guys put a lot of work and a lot of effort in, and that is the thing you've got to remember as well. You can't just rock up at 8:15 and say, here I am, let's go, and expect to be quick. You know, and you've got to respect the guys you race with and respect yourself in the sense that if you hit somebody, you know, you've got to basically put your hand up. Yeah, I stuffed up. Sorry, mate. I apologise. And you'll be surprised with how some of those conversations can go. Like you can actually have some quite nice conversations in the end and meet new people. Not that I'm saying not that I'm saying go and punt Jeff off so you can meet new people. It's just it's, if you like, how do I put this? If someone punts me off and ruins my night, I'm pretty pissed off and upset. So if I punt somebody else off and ruin their night, you know, I kind of put myself in their shoes. And that's kind of how you've got to think about it. And I think if you drive with that in your racecraft and in your mind, and you become a little bit more calculated about how you do it, yes, you can show your nose to the left, show your nose to the right, and try and put them off to make a mistake. That's all good quality racecraft. But, you know, to punt somebody off, that's another story again. And that's why we've got the license point systems like we do. So if you're sitting out and missing out, it's, you know, because of license points, you know, that's what we're trying to say. Have a bit of a think about it. So if you're basically in a situation, you know, where you've got a pit lane start because of license points, just have a real think about it.
Week.
Yeah, like have a real think about it. You did well to catch that. Yeah. Anyway, I am rambling on again. There is still 59 people out there watching, which is quite exciting. Considering I'm rambling. I just want to start off by closing out a huge thank you to everybody out in the chat that are watching. Very much appreciate you guys out there. It's everyone coming and listening and watching what we talk about. As funny or sad as it is great to have you there. A huge thank you to, of course, to our race control. Race control will be changing next season. There will be quite a few new faces and new names in the list. I'm a little bit excited. I'm not 100% certain who's locked in for each split for safety car drivers, but there is one safety car driver coming next season who will be, I think, fantastic. I won't name names, but I'm looking forward to seeing him do it.
Can we change the name to pace car driver? Because I don't know if the word's safe belongs in that sentence.
Just
Well,
character.
not after tonight. But, yeah.
Anyway, so there's a few new faces coming. We've got some returning people coming back to race control. We've got a new person stepping up in Split 4. Trav will be the number 1 next season, I believe, at this stage, but he will be propped by a very experienced former vets steward. Looking forward to having him back in the box and involved. Love his work in the past, and I think he'll be quite good and work well with Trav. Not sure how DC's rolling the rest of them out, but we'll work it out. There's a few changes. There's at least 4 or 5 guys leaving out of the race control teams, so definitely going to be a bit different. Looking forward
Shout out
forward
to AJR, who's still not in bed in chat. Jeff, he's looking out at you.
Apparently, Craig Beard's coming to join us.
What is it? 1 a.m. in New Zealand? What's he doing up?
Yeah,
Yeah, 1:15.
you'll let Jerry back in.
I gotta get up. I gotta get up at fucking 6:30 to go play some fucking cricket.
Come on, AJ, you've got a soapbox on at 6:30 tomorrow night. I was getting to that, but I never hear you step up.
Ross, you bring that on yourself, mate. Come on.
I don't mind, mate.
Got to give it away at some stage. Yeah, my niece done that. And of course the committee boys, they do really well. Huge thank you to those guys. They do a magnificent job with everything across the league. Merch, we've got new merch arrangements. So if you want shirts, hoodies, or whatever, and if there's something that we don't have on the list that you want, reach out to Reg. He'll make it happen. I shouldn't have said that because I can see what bloody Zippy will be requesting next.
Yeah, I heard Zippy wanted a mesh singlet.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
No price too large, John. No price too large.
Exactly. And of course, a huge thank you to the management group. For those who don't know, Mr. Scotty Van Loon and myself have both basically been working 7 days a week for the last few months. And the new boys that have
when you put a wind tunnel under a bridge.
Yeah, I know. That's Scott's problem, not mine. Yeah. So anyway, to sum it all up, the huge thank you to Bruce and Dave for stepping up and helping out as well. Without those guys, I think this would be all falling in a heap about now. And I'll finish up by saying a huge thank you to Bruce for jumping in this evening. David was in earlier. Mr. Dial, who's always in. Mr. Watson coming across from the ditch. Good luck with your cricket tomorrow, mate.
Cheers, mate. Go Harbour. Go Harbour.
And of course, you've been out class, mate. Like, I know you're from the future, but I'm going to the guy from the past. Mr. Jeff Eddy, thank you very much for jumping in, mate. I really appreciate the fact we got a chance to have a chat to you tonight.
Yeah, man. That's cool.
Great to be here.
Always welcome. It's probably a bit different with us because we're chilling out in the late evening and you're fresh in the morning. So you're using coffee to simulate your broadcasting. we may be using another product. Yeah.
Not Foster's.
But always welcome. We're about to go offline and talk about Foster's. So yeah, we'll sort him out, guys. Don't you worry about that. Yeah, absolutely, guys. Definitely. Thank you all for watching. Next week's our last week for season 23. So we'll see you again. Same time, same bat channel for VIR. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Using the RaceKraft PT1 custom-built full chassis racing simulator. The design project, codenamed The Cage, an 80/40 extrusion chassis sitting on top of a Sigma Integrale DK2 Plus 4-point full motion actuator system. No compromises in the cockpit of the PT1 simulator. To maximize the experience, we start with a 49-inch ultra-wide monitor for the greatest field of view in a small footprint of the simulator, down to the SimuCube wheelbase that's tucked up and behind the monitors with SimCore extensions to get things out of the driving area. Everything is connected to a Cube Controls GTX steering wheel with the built-in dash and all the extra button functions available at your fingertips. Driving through the Raceworks S1 pedals, the potentiometer throttle and the 2 hydraulic pedals for brake and clutch ensures you maximize the feel underfoot and seating yourself into an OMP HTER bucket racing seat with OMP belts connected to a G-belt tensioner to provide that extra feeling and the heightened experience while you're driving. Additional interfaces and accessories in the PT1, we have twin butt kickers, one on either side of the OMP seat, as well as a Jinx sequential shifter, the SimPush Race Logic timer to the left-hand side, a RaceKraft built-in WinSim kit with Philips Hue lighting and a built-in soundbar, plus the OMP side net to finish off the experience in the PT1. The RaceKraft PT1, build number 1, the ultimate in sim racing experience, combining the best products in the market with the passionate, no compromise approach that goes beyond racing simulation.